Hello friends, near and far, dear to my heart. I'm Victoria with Aligned Soul Tarot. This reading will be for Aquarius and all Aquarius placements found within your birth chart or wherever you have 11th house influence in your chart. If you don't know what any of those placements are, just know that I offer one-on-one personalized birth chart readings where we dive into the hidden archetypes in your birth chart. You get a private pre-recorded reading to go back to, a full tarot spread, and birth chart notes to reflect on. In this reading, Aquarius, we'll discuss astrology for your sun and ascendant signs, tarot, oracle messages, and I'm trying a new format this month where I'm doing a love reading separate. So you can find that video link in the description box below. There always seems to be some sort of crossover or correlation between both readings, so I highly suggest that you watch both, and you also watch for your other placements. We are in Aquarius season. Happy birthday! Aquarius, you're taking the spotlight with this massive Pluto transit into your sign, and we're going to be talking about what this means for you and the collective. We are stepping through the threshold of this age of Aquarius. It's all about open-minded, unconventional, and forward thinking. Aquarius strips away the labels and stereotypes, and it dares us to see beyond them. Now, Aquarius, let's get into your reading. Hi, Aquarius, and welcome to this space. Again, happy birthday. Wow. Aquarius, this month, this lunar year for you, this month is heavy. It's big. It's transformational. My gosh, there's such a spotlight on your energy right now. We have several planets in Aquarius, and I'm sure you're feeling it to some extent, right? Pluto going into your sign. We're going to focus on what that means for you. But again, we have a stellium in Aquarius, right? Sun, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Pluto. It's massive. The Pluto transit, I feel, has, what's the best way to put it? The most bang for your buck is what I want to say. Me personally, I have a deep connection and relationship with the outer planets. I love all the planets. I love astrology. I love tarot, but there's something about the outer planets that's this ethereal, the deep subconscious, right? The human psyche, why we tick. And this is kind of what got me into tarot astrology, right? I have a psych background. So Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, they have all this more wide perspective, right? When you think about the 12 houses, right? The 12 zodiac signs associated with each house. You start at self with Aries, and then you move to 12th, which is the void. It's the unknown. It's the abyss, Piscean energy. So when you start to dance into the outer realms, it becomes more of this collective energy, which I find so inspiring. And I feel, again, that we're stepping into this age of Aquarius. You hear about it. And I was going to start your reading with that song. I'm sure you know the song. The Dawning of the Age of Aquarius, that old 70s tune. Such a jam. It actually came on my Spotify playlist today, and I was like, yes, I'm doing Aquarius's reading today. This is so suiting, right? So the age of Aquarius, yes, unconventional, forward thinking. A lot of astrologers are talking about technology at the forefront, sudden change. Because Uranus energy, which is your ruling planet, is all about kind of sudden, shocking events. It can create a level of not corruption. I don't know why I want to say corruption. It can create a level of this electricity. I think of Aquarius energy, Uranus energy is highly electrical. It is the water bearer, but I'm going to link below this really cool person I follow on Instagram. And his insight on Aquarius energy, it's a trip. And I've always kind of resonated with Aquarius energy being more about lightning. But again, you are the water bearer. So there is this kind of dualistic energy of kind of more watery and also air quality. And it would be you, Aquarius, that would break away the labels, right? You're like, I could be both. So naturally, with all these planets in your sign, it's in your first house, right? So the spotlight's on you. This is all around your identity. This could be like identity crisis, even like, you know, who am I? What am I here to do? What the F am I doing with my life? You know, like Pluto might smack you awake and be like, you know, get your shit together. Pardon my French. But again, Pluto talks about transformation, and that Uranus energy has a similar quality where it's can be a bit erratic. You know, Pluto is the underworld. It's our shadow side. It's the deep psyche. It's the underworld. It's Hades, you know, Scorpio energy. So we're like trudging through the muck, you know, of the collective. And Aquarius is like, get it together, people. Like, stop thinking about just yourself. Like, let's try to think about humanity, solidarity, equality, right? These are some of the things that Aquarius is bringing into this new transit, okay? And with that, right, there's a lot that needs to change, right? So this is not going to happen overnight. Again, this is a 20-year cycle, and it's relative to be a little bit different, right? It can be 16 to 30 years. The planets go retrograde. So again, it's loosely around 20 years, but this is massive shifts and change over a prolonged period of time. And this month is stepping through into the new energy. So it's like I think of it as like a time machine, you know, and we are moving into a new transit that's like a generational transit. You feel a little awkward, you feel a little unknown because it's like it's changing energies, right? Capricorn to Aquarius can be very different, you know, very different. So we're at the forefront of something that's very unique, let's just put it that way for you, Aquarius. But back to this whole identity, right? So first house. For you, Aquarius, most Aquarius that I know, it's actually about like not having the labels, the stereotypes. It's like, I don't want to conform. Maybe you just want to keep it loose, keep it broad. Or again, maybe get more familiar with a part of yourself that you've lost over time, okay? But the first house does also talk about vitality, energy, our body, okay? So with Pluto in Aquarius, there could be changes with your body, your health, your vitality. And this can look very different for each viewer, right? This is a general reading. If you want to get a more detailed birth chart reading or tarot reading, you can find all my information below, okay? So just know that it can go yin, yang, dark, light. You know, the spectrum is endless. And it all has to do with, I guess, our free will and the choices we're making and the actions we're taking in our lives, right? First house is definitely going to be pushing and motivating you in ways. This is, again, sudden kind of revelations is what I'm getting. Like things that need to change. What needs to change? That is at the forefront this month for you. And you have the planets backing you up. It's like the cheerleading squad, right? You got this, Aquarius. You got this. All right. So again, I don't really have to go into much more detail on the other planets because they're all in your sign. The only thing I have to say, though, is where you've been, right, with Pluto and Capricorn, because again, we are taking everything that we've learned, hopefully, and applying it to our future. Astrology is evolutionary, right? It's evolving, and hopefully as we evolve, we're taking those lessons from whatever transit was prior. So Pluto in Capricorn was in your 12th house. Talk about deep dive. Talk about like figuring it out, right? 12th house has a lot to do with our past self, a past life, even if you believe in that type of thing. 12th house also is a bit more reclusive. You know, it needs a lot more quiet space away from the world. People with 12th house influence can definitely be very spiritual people, but they need to have that space to feel into it. And there is a lot around, again, ancestral karma in the 12th house. There's a lot around mental health in the 12th house as well. It can be associated with like the psych ward, you know. Vedic astrology can look at the 12th house as a bit dark even, because you think about it, 12th is what's below the surface, kind of like the 8th, right? And then the first house is above. So as above, so below. There is this yin and yang, dark, light, that's reflected, right? And this is kind of being showcased in your personality, I think. And now that all this first house emphasis is being highlighted for you this month, it's coming up. Oh my God, I'm getting all these really silly songs for you. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Yeah, you might be coming out, literally. Be like, you know, a no fuck attitude. I don't know why I want to swear so bad in your reading. I never swear like this, but I'm just feeling this rebellious energy, which is very much your energy, Aquarius. The rebel, but with a cause. Not a rebel without a cause, right? Not being reckless, being intentional. The first house does also talk about that, like checking yourself, your ego, right? The first house is our ego. The first house is how we see ourselves, right? Ascendant is more how other people see you. So something to ponder. Okay, let's get into your reading here. We got the Lover, the Crone, ooh, and the Vessel. I'm not going to take those though. Let's see, Aquarius, what do we have for the Aquarius collective? We got 3. The Offering, the Prayer, and the Judge. Then we have Aletheia. Aletheia, interesting. So I just got this deck a couple weeks ago, and I'm still learning these cards. And I like to just kind of draw from the imagery that's on the cards, of course, but I do want to also read from the book for you. So with the Offering, what I'm getting here is, again, like a rebel with a cause, right? Not a rebel without a cause. Like, what is your purpose? How do you want others to see you? Like, what kind of imprint do you want to leave on the world? What do you want to offer to the world? Okay. The Judge and the Prayer. Interesting. I want to actually read the Judge and see what this is about. Because, of course, when we think of judge, I think of judgment. So this could also be about, again, like feeling prosecuted in some way for being yourself even. Or what it is that you're offering to the world. Maybe you felt like judged in some way. Right? Like trying to, again, break away from like stereotypes, and in that process, as you are becoming uniquely yourself, it does have, there is like naysayers. There are people that are probably not going to agree with you, and that's okay, right? It actually is a good sign that you're on the right path. So the Judge has an incredibly important job. They work every waking hour of every day, helping us discern what is safe, true, and just. When this archetype remains unconscious or is captivated by fear, wise discernment turns into painful judgment of self and others. Ironically, the Judge's energy can be the seed of racism, bigotry, and fear-mongering. This is the Judge out of balance, building walls, separating. Oof, this is so much Aquarius right now, Pluto and Aquarius. The Judge may be found advocating for civil rights causes, though, however, right? Standing up for the underdog, providing resources for those in need, and forgiving again and again. This is about being an advocate, right? Taking action. Again, what are you offering? Wow, beautiful energy here. This is also like Libra energy. You might be dealing with a Libra or have Libra in your chart. This is about being very discerning with the energy and what you are offering to the world, right? First house is of our vitality. It's our sun energy, right? So being very mindful about the energy that you're giving, who, what, when, where, and why. There's a lot about being intentional, discerning, and also seeing, like, you know, the dark and the light. Remember, I was talking about this dualistic nature that's found amongst everything. And with Pluto, especially so. Pluto wants us to look more into the shadow, because in those deep, dark places is where we find ourselves, right? It's like the dark night of the soul is what I'm getting. So there's a lot around, like the polarities again, from the 12th to the 1st, right? Understanding both, and you really do have to understand both to be able to offer something that is substantial, right? That comes with a balance of humility and humbleness, and also empathy, lived experience, right? So you might be feeling like you've had to go through quite a bit in order to maybe come to some more understanding, right? Empathy, awareness, being discerning, right? So we have the prayer here. Let's see what the prayer is about. The prayer is number 195. So right off the bat, when I think of prayer, I think of, you know, meditation, self-talk, right? It's not just about religion, right? You don't have to be religious to pray. So that could be something that you're pondering. Like, what is a prayer? You know, a prayer doesn't have to be like you sitting there with your hands together and praying to God. Like, a prayer can be a song, right? A prayer can be a mantra, a kiss, breath, you know, spoken word, these sorts of things. I actually talked about this with, who was it? Capricorn, I believe. It was either Sagittarius or Capricorn, about living language. I have a dear friend of mine, a dear mentor, and we would have sessions together, and she would always be like, pause, Victoria, like, think about what you just said. Your words are like spells, right? Living language is what she calls it. Awesome stuff. And I'm just like, wow, you're so right. And we catch ourselves in this negative self-talk, and it can be the smallest thing. And I notice this a lot in my day-to-day, like with small talk with people, like, and this is why I kind of hate small talk, but I understand it's just kind of a part of like being a human. But this could be something that you're thinking about, like how even in the smallest of words in small talk with someone, how you can make an impact, and it doesn't have to just be like BS. Like, oh, the weather, and oh, you know, it's like, there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place, but there's this intentionality in your reading thus far. And understanding that prayer can be so many things, right? It says here, archetypically, the practice of prayer has been with us since the dawn of time, as a remedy for omnipresent self-centered thinking that spins us towards illusion. Prayer leads us beyond our ego, as we move from our little story to the big one. Some say we are in a state of prayer anytime we are not the center of our own thoughts. Okay, others say prayer is a natural result of gratitude. Perhaps it is simply surrender or service, whatever prayer is for you. Yeah, there's something about offering. Wow, you have, because even here it says offering to be of service. You are being called to do some big work right now, Aquarius. Wow. And to no surprise, right? Look at all this first house influence. The spotlight's on you, girl, guy, they, whatever you identify as. The spotlight is on you. Okay, let's see here. Let's pull some cards. Let's see for Aquarius. Do I want to use this deck? I'm feeling like I want to use this deck. Ooh, I'm going to break out of the norm here for you. Yeah, I'm going to do it. You're making me do it, Aquarius. So the Fairies Oracle, which I haven't used in quite a while, I'm feeling drawn to pull from this for you. So give me a second. You got to be patient with me. I've had this one boxed up. I've been trying to like mix up my Oracle cards and not use them all the time. Again, whenever I just feel called to use them, but this deck is really awesome. And I haven't used it the last couple months, so. Okay, the Fairies Oracle message for Aquarius. Let's see what we have for you for February. What is the message for my Aquarius viewers? Aquarius. Okay. Ooh. Something about singing, the singer of healing. Again, we talked about prayer can be like a song as well. The singer of initiation. So you have two of the singers here showing up. And then we have Indy. Indy, I think that is. This is the, sorry, the light, the glare. So cool, right? The art on this is just amazing. So 63, and then we have a 10. 10s, of course, break down to a 1. First house for you, right? Fresh energy. This is like the aces and the tarot. And we have 9 here. Okay, so let's see. I want to read from the book here for a second. So this is about being wishy-washy, like decision-making here. Indy. If you don't get him on the wish, you might catch him on the wash. But probably not, because by the time you think you got a commitment from him, he's swung the other way again. Poor Indy, he can't decide between this or that. Or is that and this? This is reminding me of like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. If you just had more information, if you just had some kind of guarantee about the outcome, if only you could be certain about things, well, he can't. That just isn't how life is. So this is kind of giving me this idea of like not feeling in control. And you can find this also in the first house. Again, our ego wants to preserve self-preservation, our ego or our identity. And there's definitely a lot around stripping away the labels, the stereotypes, breaking the norm, breaking out of your shell, proclaiming yourself to the world. What are you offering, Aquarius? And maybe even having some sort of daily practice where you're praying. And again, prayer can be unique to you. It doesn't have to look like, again, what you might have known growing up, okay? And there is a little bit of this getting out of your head, right? Making a decision. And this first house energy is going to help you do that for sure. It's very masculine. It's very focused, action-oriented Aries energy. We also have Aries North Node right now. So we're about to step into eclipse season next month too. So prepare for that. Maybe this decision is going to be around eclipse season, okay? Decisions make Indy very nervous because they involve commitment. And Indy seems to be frightened of that. What if he makes the wrong decision and it ruins his or someone else's life? There are many reasons why we hesitate when decision and action are appropriate. However, most of them boil down to fear. Fear of making a mistake, fear of harming others, fear of losing something or of value to us, fear of harming ourselves, fear of responsibility, accountability, fear that we are simply not able to make a proper decision. But you are being called to make up your mind here. This is, again, on the bottom, the singer of initiation, but you're being initiated, whether you like it or not, Aquarius. You could be initiated into some deeper healing, again, around your ego, your identity, who you are. You could be taking on a completely different job, even, like move. It's almost like a midlife crisis is what I'm hearing. All right, let's pull some tarot here. I'm actually going to pull from the Dreams of Gaia deck. I also don't really use this one either, but this is one of my first decks I ever had, 13 years ago. Yeah, I think about 13, 14 years ago was when I got my first deck. Okay, let's see here. Aquarius, what do we have for the Aquarius collective? Aquarius, what is this decision thing about? Let's pull from that. Let's see what's going on there. Okay, what else do we have? What's this decision about? What is this decision about? What is it that Aquarius needs to know when it comes to like decisions, stepping out of fear? Okay, so you might be feeling again like something is not abundant, you know, maybe money's not coming in, you're feeling this scarcity mindset, something around money. And it's like, oh, I know I have to make a decision, I have to make a call, something doesn't feel right for me. But abundance doesn't just have to be money. Abundance is a mindset. It really is. Because it bleeds out into all areas of our lives when we have this negative self-talk or fear, it creeps in. And you know, fear is always going to be present. It's like impossible not to have fear. It's just how we deal with it, how we move through it. Being more intentional, again, prayer, like snap out of it, you know, how are you snapping out of it? Queen of Fire here, you could have fire in your chart. So this is that action, right? Being more focused, having confidence in yourself that whatever decision that you are going to make, it is going to help you grow and evolve. You know, the Queen of Wands is assertive. So this is about being assertive and abundant. This is the Nine of Pentacles. So this is around, again, self-mastery, giving to oneself, loving oneself, nurturing. I want to actually read here. Let's see. You also have the Ten of Cups here. So this could be around literally with the emotions card. So this is something maybe around family, a relationship, deepening a relationship. Something is emotional around family. Let's see here. I want to read about this Nine of Pentacles though. Okay. This is about being generous. Wow, there's so much around like a gift, giving back, which is very much Aquarius, right? It's about humanity. It's the 11th house, which is about your networks, your people. So like what kinds of people are you surrounding yourself with? That's huge, right? Because if you're surrounding yourself with people that are also projecting this fear onto you, right? The scarcity mindset, it's like it bleeds out. So it's really important to be mindful of the company you keep. And of course, being more intentional with that prayer. It's like with the work that you do. And again, it doesn't have to even be just career. It's like, again, the simple small talk. I'm getting the slight gesture, the way that you breathe, the way that you walk, the way that you talk. It's like you are seeing things in a new way. And you're wanting to give more in some way. But this is also about receiving. It's a very feminine energy, right? The Nine of Earth is. It's about being receptive, but also healing yourself, so therefore you heal others. But I actually want to refrain from saying that. Again, living language, because people have this ideology around healers in general that, oh, you can't be a healer if you are still healing yourself, or your life's a mess or whatever. Yeah, of course we have to find a balance if we're going to be helping others. Our cup needs to be full in some extent, but no one's perfect. And as a healer, it's like you heal as you heal others. So there's something around like not feeling like you're good enough, and you're like, okay, I need to just take that first step here. I don't have to worry that I'm not good enough, or I am not healed enough. You know, again, that's fear. That could be something that's been projected onto you at a very young age. Or again, it could be friends, family, partnerships, you know. We get programmed. Our culture is very much like that, and it's saddening. So a lot of this competition and like everyone's out against one another, and like what happened to community? What does community look like to you? And how do you deal with crisis even when there's, you know, some sort of disruption within your community, in your relationships? How are you handling it? Aquarius, let's see. There you are, Queen of Swords. Yeah, there's some like Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands in reverse. I see Knight of Pentacles. Could be dealing with an earth sign. We've got fire here, air. You could be dealing with another air sign or fire sign, but I'm feeling strongly this Queen of Swords is you. Let's see here. What else do we have for the Aquarius collective? Male or female, right? You know, tarot is fluid. All right, here we go. Let's start here. Four of Cups on the bottom with the Four of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Yeah, strong earth here. You could have earth in your chart, or you could be dealing with an earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Here's that Plutonic energy at Tower. As above, so below is what I'm hearing. You see the lightning in this card? That's that Aquarius energy too. There could be something around your home, because the 4 does represent the home. We have the 4 of Cups and the 4 of Pentacles here. So literally like an upheaval around the home. That could be one thing. Could be an upheaval around a relationship with a King of Pentacles, or the King of Pentacles can represent your energy of just being resourceful, how you can give, right? The King of Pentacles is the most giving of the kings. Very resourceful, very nurturing, balanced, pragmatic, realistic, you know, not too easily swayed by their emotions, grounded, etc. So again, I'm getting the message here, like even if this tower is falling, even if that lightning is coming, right, the storm's rushing in, it's like, how can you stay grounded here? So 4 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, there's something also about being resourceful. 4 of Pentacles is like reserving. This could be like penny pinching a little bit, saving your money, but also it's about holding back from something. So it's like being reserved. I'm looking at this as being reserved towards things that are not fulfilling, right? 4 of Cups is like unsatisfied, pessimistic, bored, feeling even neglect in some way. It's a little bit of my victim mindset card. And again, no shame or judgment to that. We all have our moments in life where, you know, we get beat up. It's like, you know, why? You know, that you feel like a victim to life and circumstance sometimes. I totally get it. But we can't stay trapped in this energy. Because the 4 of Cups is like you're never satisfied, right? That can be the downside of the 4 of Cups. It's just like the universe wants to give you all these opportunities, but you're just choosing not to see it because you're, you know, in a funk. Right? That doesn't have to be you, but that's just the energy on the bottom of the deck. So Queen of Swords, Page of Wands, 10 of Swords here with 6 of Swords, 3 of Wands. So as a timeline, it looks like something was inspired within you. It could be a fire sign that's coming into your life. Pages represent messages, a message of sorts, especially with the Queen of Swords, which is the great communicator. She's like thinking though and pondering on what this offer is coming in. It could be an offer from a fire sign. It looks like she's turning her back towards this fire sign though, I have to say. Or maybe an offer, right? Page and Queen. A page is a page. It's lovely energy, right? It's inspiration. But with the 10 of Swords next, you know, if you look at the way these cards are lined up here, if I can show you. You know, we have this Page of Swords here, Queen of Swords, and then to the 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords is reflecting on this 10 of Swords. The Queen of Swords, sorry, I said something else. Queen of Swords is reflecting on this 10 of Swords, okay? Some sort of betrayal. This could be you trying to be optimistic about something, right? That felt like a betrayal. Like you felt backstabbed. Again, community, friends, family. There's something around your community here. And you're trying to move 6 of Swords away from this betrayal. And I do see you heading in a clear direction. You know, the 10 of Swords is not the best energy, but it's necessary. Any 10 in the tarot is necessary. All of the tarot is necessary, whether it's perceived as good or bad. I actually did a private reading recently, and the 10 of Swords was the main theme. And I got this other perspective on it. Because in the Rider-Waite deck, you see the 10 of Swords is depicted as a man laying on the ground with 10 swords piercing through them, right? And they are looking down, kind of like the Four of Cups energy, like focused on the negative, looking down, not looking up, right? They're heavily weighed down by the swords, which represent mental, you know, mental hell, as well, you know, our fears. Again, fears big here. But if they were to only look up, they would see that the clouds are breaking here. The water's calm. You know, the storm has passed. You're at the end, right? The 10 is the end. And so be proud of yourself, Aquarius, because it seems like you have pondered something, you've intellectualized something, but don't get trapped there too long is my suggestion. Again, fear creeps in. You know, that indie card. Fear of making the wrong choice, but I feel like you already know what choice you have to make here. There's something within this Queen of Swords. She knows. Just she's also being very calculative too. The Queen of Swords is the most calculative out of all the queens. The Queen of Swords has been through the most as well when you think of all the queens. She's had a pretty tough upbringing. She's had to weather the storm. And again, that's what, again, I'm drawing back to this healing message, is it's what makes you able to offer something so great. It's because you've experienced the Ten of Swords. You're the Queen of Swords now, right? You can see the truth. So 6 of Swords, 3 of Wands. This is moving to calmer waters. This is gaining some more optimism again. You know, this life that's back here. If it's not someone else with the Page of Wands, again, this is you finding inspiration in life again as you move into something new. This could literally be, again, relocating, leaving a relationship. I have to say that, though, because the Tower is here. So it could be literally an ending of sorts. And Ten of Swords as well represents an ending. 6 of Swords as well is movement. Okay, so for some of you, that could be the case here. And maybe there's a fear that you're making the wrong choice by doing so. You know, backtracking. All right, we're going to pull from the Lover's Oracle here, and I'm going to take this over to the love reading. You can find that link below for the love reading for February. And of course, my Patreon extendeds. I do extendeds for all 12 signs, and you also get 20% off my readings all the time. So join me on Patreon if you'd like to get a deeper message in regards to your love interest, if you are interested in a love reading. I am going to be branching out and doing different readings on my Patreon, so stay tuned for that for March. I'm going to be doing like pick a card readings, full and new moon readings. I've been making space in my schedule to really start building a community on Patreon and catering my content to my supporters. So join me on there. Let's see here. What do we have for Aquarius? So I have, well, that's not the most positive, I have to say. Something around addiction here. Narcissism. Again, narcissistic tendencies, I like to put it as, because to label someone a narcissist is a pretty big slap, right? You know, people can have narcissistic tendencies. Yes, there are literally narcissists out there, but I feel like that word is so loosely used. You have to be mindful of that. You know, narcissistic tendencies. But if you resonate with dealing with someone who has narcissistic tendencies, because Girl with a Snake is showing up here with the Golden Mirror. These both are very similar energies here, okay? One says, you know, empath, narcissist paradigm being used, right? And then the Golden Mirror is about being self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationships, love bombing. So if you resonate with that, we're going to look more into that, of course, in the love reading, but I'm also just going to pull more energy. So follow me over there. If this is where we part, I'll see you next month. Bye for now, Aquarius.